Hi Capricorn, I hope you guys are doing great today. We're going to do a little bit of a different reading today. I'm going to discuss it in a second after the astrology. It's called a yes-no read. So if you have a question that you're looking for, a specific question about a relationship, a job, family situation, whatever it is, I'm going to direct you to ask the question, and we're going to pull cards specifically. There are certain cards that indicate yes, neutral, no, exception, and I'm going to add all of that in the description box below so that you guys can refer back to that and maybe learn a bit about the cards from a different angle. I do have the chart for the week, really for the new moon in Leo, that's going to be going on the 18th. So it's the new moon in Leo on the 18th. It's going to form a trine to Mars and a quincunx to Saturn. Okay, so this new moon happens as Mars squares Saturn. It's also harmonizing with the North Node, which is in Gemini, which is all about learning, right? And communicating, lots of communicating. So this is a great time for formulating goals regarding anything Leo, anything having to do with romance, creativity, hobbies, relationships with children, as well as just building your self-confidence and a healthy pride. I'm going to tell you something, why I'm really happy about this for you, Capricorn. Because Uranus is in Aries, is going to be happening in your fifth house, going retrograde in your fifth house. So this is fabulous for you. This is going to be like a present. Remember, Uranus is a groundbreaking energy because it rules the future, right? And so, having it in Taurus is a very earthy energy. Taurus is ruled by Venus. It has to do with money. It has to do with our self-value. Anything that we value, ourselves, other people, money. I mean, it's a great energy. You have Uranus going retrograde in there. So you guys are really poised to really have some very benefic energy crossing your way during this time. Okay. We all have Leo though there. Besides that, we all have Leo somewhere in our chart. So you want us to see where you have Leo in your chart. And in that house, you're just going to feel like your inner child is waking up, and you're going to find different ways to express yourself, your creativity. You're going to feel very warm and very generous with others. It's a really beautiful energy. It really is. Now, those are the personal planets and points at around 23 to 30 degrees of the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, and 0 to 1 degree of the mutables, which would be Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces. You guys are going to be feeling it the most significant. Now, I know you guys are Capricorn. I'm assuming you would know Sun or Rising, but you have Capricorn, I'm sure, somewhere else in your chart. If it's either your Sun, your Moon, obviously it's not your Sun, but if your Moon, Rising, Venus, and I would even say your Mars and Mercury, you're going to be feeling this the strongest. And then on August 19th, we do have Mercury entering Virgo. So Mercury in Virgo, it's going to be happening from the 19th until the 5th of September. I like this energy because we've all been so confused about everything. At the filming of this, Mars is just handing everybody their behind right now. It's just a weird bubbling up kind of energy that we're all feeling. It's just crazy. But with the Virgo energy, everything is very precise, right? So there's going to be precision in our speech, our thought, our process is now just more important to us, the way we process and the way we think and our problem solving skills. They're going to feel a little more grounded. This is a time when we analyze and decide what's useful and what's really kind of not working anymore in our life, really being very clear on it. Mercury feels very home at Virgo because it does rule Virgo. But there's going to be a lot of dealing with the details and the minutia, right? As we say, right? You want to be careful to not lose yourself in the perspective of something where you're getting lost in the details. And we can all come off in this energy a little too matter of fact, a little too dry, a little too critical, maybe a little too unimaginative. But most of us are going to be just very busy cleaning up stuff. And you're going to know what I mean, right? When we're in that energy. And then on the 22nd, we have Sun entering Virgo. So now it's time when our focus shifts to the pieces of the puzzle. Really like the little details of our life. So it's now time to take care of the practical concerns. I've been talking about this for 2 months, that by the end of August, we're going to start to feel like, oh, there's the sun, let me see if I could figure this mess out a little bit more clearly, and not like, so Neptunian, really. It's kind of been more like that. It's just been like so unclear. So many things have been unclear. But tending to the details of everyday life here, again, may not be fun, but it's going to free us from unnecessary stress that results from letting things go, collecting all of these, odds and ends, and having all this unfinished business. So great, great, great energy to get organized, pay attention to our health. Remember, Virgo rule is the landlord of the 6th house, which rules our day-to-day work environment, our day-to-day in general, also our health, rules our small pets. So really a beautiful time for all of these things. So if you've been struggling with any sort of health issue, it's definitely a good time to, figure out a routine, a diet, whatever it is. But in increments, guys, in increments, because remember, Saturn is still hanging with us. So you don't want to try to just go nuts out of the gate and shock your body with anything new like that. All right, so let's get into the cards. So we have the moon, we have Pisces, and we have the 12th house. Okay, the 12th house, Pisces is the landlord of the 12th house. Oh, there's a lot of introspection here, Capricorn. A lot of deep, deep, deep introspection. A lot of stuff going on underneath the surface for you right now. Absolutely. You're needing to check out in order to check in, as I say. But to have that moon energy there, yeah. What's your gut telling you? What is your gut telling you? Mercury, all about communication and learning. Communication and learning, we have the North Node in Gemini. That's going to be very harmonious with this energy. We do have all of this new energy going into Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury as well. So I like it. Let's pull some Lenormand to get some backstory of whatever's happening with you in this. I'm saying it's kind of like the last 2 weeks-ish. It's not even a word. I'm making up words here. Of August. Because I'm going to do a deep read then, so this will be like a general read for the last 2 weeks. See what we get. Our Capricorn friends. All right. We have Clover. I'll pull these up and show you. Let me see. Okay. We have the Coffin mask. Okay. Wow. Such change, Capricorn. My goodness. Problems being solved with the Clover. Beautiful. Anything that's been really just a knot and just a challenge for you to see clearly, for you to even try to heal, fix, change, whatever it is, it's just going to start to make sense to you. And what a gift this is. So it is, the flowers do represent a gift. It means something coming in and actually calming you. But look at this. You got the fish. The fish is about independence. It's about resources. This is great. If you've been worried about money, if you're doing something with business, if you are making a huge change in your life where you're needing to move or you're needing to make adjustments, this indicates that you're going to have what you need. But then we have, check it out, then we have the Coffin. So the Coffin does indicate this isn't a little change. This is like you're going through a big change in your life right now. Many of you probably have gone through it already because you guys were in the South Node for 2 years, and now everything is starting to be like, oh my God. I've been saying it's kind of like a lot of Capricorns have been feeling like they've been in a tornado for 2 years and you finally dropped out of the tornado and you're on the ground and you're like, all right, where the hell am I actually, in all of this. So that's very much this energy. And then we have the Mass. So I feel like a lot of you are going to be in this space where, now again, with Lenormand, we can read them, we acknowledge them individually, we read them as one message. And what I'm getting here is, while this can often indicate deception, I don't feel like that. I feel like you went through something that was very life-changing for you. And no matter how small or big, it was big for you, okay? And you're acting as if now you're trying to pick yourself up by the bootstraps and you're moving forward with the new perspective, and there's a lot of positive energy surrounding you, and you know that. It's not that you don't know that, but it's been so hard. It's been so hard, and you can't just clean these things off of your soul so fast. So this is you saying, what happened. And now I'm moving forward. And this is you putting your best face forward and acting as if, assuming a role until it starts to feel more comfortable for you, because they do know a lot of you are in a stage of release, and it's happening. There's something that you're releasing. You're transitioning into another stage of life. Now, even if this doesn't have to do with like losing a person, a job, or anything like that, it's losing a stage of your life that you were in. That's not losing. It's you're evolving, you're growing, right? But it's change, and change always necessitates release. Yeah. All right. But it's positive here, guys. It's positive. So I am scooching these to the side because we're going to do the Crystal Vision Tarot, Capricorn. Take a couple of deep breaths. I want you to focus on a question that would require a yes or no answer. Okay? I'm going to pull more cards for verification, but yes or no. Say it out loud would be best. Say it to yourself, but make sure you say it 3 times, fully, 3 times. The answer to your question is a resounding yes. We don't even have any mixed cards here. Beautiful. Ace of Swords, Judgment, Knight of Wands. Wow. Ooh, I'm getting a very fast, there's almost like there's a very fast energy to this, very fast. Ace of Swords is information coming into you very quickly. This is a beautiful energy, and by the way, it blesses any of the minor arcanas that are near it. So we'll see what else comes out. Great energy, new information coming in, like an epiphany, something new. This is definitely a new piece of information. Then we have Judgment. Judgment is the decision to forgive. The decision, you making a decision to forgive for whoever, for doing whatever they did. You're really going to be exercising some self-love here. And the self-love comes in the way of you holding on to resentment, hate, bitterness, whatever it is. Serves you no good at all. At all. It's not easy to do, but it is what we need to do when we're in situations that do require forgiveness. And it's you reflecting on the situation, as I always say with this, knowing that you did the best you knew how in the situation, and that's it. And there's really, I mean, it's a transformation energy. Understand, Judgment energy is a Pluto energy. It's transformation. There's transforming here. Since we have Pluto going on here, so it's like... Then we have the Knight of Wands, which is just a lot of information coming in. You feeling very, very excited. There's a strong willingness. Those of you who are not with anyone, you could certainly be meeting someone who's very charming, who is, I mean, this is a nice energy. It's a Scorpio and Sagittarius energy. Scorpio does rule sex, so there could be a lot of attraction here. But it's again, we have Scorpio here, we have Judgment, we have 2 Pluto energies in a row, guys. This is like serious transformation. Very busy time, though. Busy. There are things that are going to be happening very, very fast. As I'm saying, it's got very fast. Between the Ace and the Knight, and we got Judgment, it's like, boom, here we go. You know? Like, none of these are slow energies. Interesting. All right, so let's pull some cards and see if we can't get some more information on these. Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. So, Pentacle. So if you hear relationship, Pentacles means emotional, mental, and physical connection. It doesn't only mean money, as I always say. Yeah, I had to pull down my tears just for this particular reading, because as you can see, I'm like pulling cards everywhere. It would be too nuts to do it the other way. All right, so we pulled 2 qualifiers for each one. So we have Ace of Swords as being qualified by the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. This is about being very independent, having your money on point, there being some sort of new stage that you're going into, having to do with your money, if you're here with money on your heart. Okay, this could also indicate see, what I love about the Queen of Pentacles, first of all, let me just backtrack a little bit this is the word. This is like the new job card to me more than anything, because it's Sagittarius and Capricorn. And Sagittarius is all about moving forward with integrity, with luck and expansion, because Jupiter is its ruler. And Capricorn. Capricorn is the landlord of the 10th house of career. It's work. So it quite literally can mean you moving to another job. For some of you, this can indicate having something to do with people from other countries, overseas, dealing with something having to do with overseas, having to do with something to do with travel, having something to do with a belief system, okay? Any kind of belief system. Okay, and then we have the Page of Pentacles. So the Page is, again, a new cycle, and the Pentacle is mental, physical, emotional connection. So this can indicate a new job opportunity, for many of you, this can indicate meeting somebody new. But for a lot of you guys, though, Page of Pentacles, if this is representing you and only you, and not like an external energy in any way, can indicate that you're doing something new, where even if you've been doing something within an industry for a very long time, you're doing it differently, because it's the Page, it's a new cycle. So it's like you're kind of finding your bearings in a new sort of enterprise, a new sort of project. For others of you, this could also mean having to do with relationship. You can actually be revisiting a relationship where the Ace of Swords indicates that some sort of new information came to light, some sort of epiphany. Oh my God, I love them. Or them realizing, oh my God, I love you. Like, let's figure this out, da-da-da-da-da kind of thing, right? And it's really showing up, being very communicative, because the Queen of Pentacles is a very communicative energy as well. Very, very communicative. So it could be you guys actually trying to approach the relationship again, but from a different angle. Page indicates a new cycle. It's not brand new. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of pulling it all back and paying attention to why things didn't work out the last time, okay? For many of you, it's going to resonate like that. Others of you could certainly indicate just a new, beautiful, fabulous cycle starting in your life and you meeting somebody new, okay? Like a new connection there. Then we have the Judgment, which I did discuss. This is a Pluto energy. And then we have the Four of Cups. And we have the Temperance. Yeah, this is like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. I have to tell you, I kind of get like a very bratty vibe from this. Now that you could be dealing with a brat, or you might be a brat. We're all brats sometimes, right? Four of Cups, that's the checklist card, right? I always call it, this is like, I can't stand when they do A, B, and C. And I don't like this, and this about this job and all of that. And the thing is, it does incite a feeling of disappointment, of restlessness, and just not being okay with the way things happen. And all of that may be true. It's not to discount anyone's feelings, but it's really to call to the front that when you're really honest with yourself about the situation that you were in, maybe you're feeling like this about a job, a friendship, a relationship. Maybe you weren't as ready as you thought you were when you got into it, first of all. And then second, when they do what they do that really annoys you, look underneath it and really get in touch with two things. One, what does that push in you? What button does that push in you that maybe is something that was not healed from a past relationship, or maybe an early part of your life, maybe from your first family, or maybe you didn't see resolution in arguments with your parents, as an example I always say, because I think it's a good one, and how that translates when we grow older, right? So it could have something to do with that, okay? But also, really looking at where were you at when you got into this situation, and could there be a little deflection going on? Now, again, the energies here could always be vice versa. So if you're dealing with somebody, they might be feeling this towards you. So this energy also shows up when people get into business a little too quickly, right? Where they didn't figure everything out, whether you got hired too quickly, or maybe you started a business too quickly, you jumped into something too quickly. But it's this recognition that something doesn't feel comfortable for you. But it's important that you pay attention to why it is that you feel like that. Because then we have the Temperance energy, which is the need to make a decision, particularly about a family situation or something very personal in your life. So even if it has to do with the career, there's something that needs addressing in having to do with your family, your And even if you live on your own, your home life, you know, what is personal to you. So this really could be as simple, to be honest with you, as you just being super disheartened because you thought that you were going to climb the ladder quicker in that job. You thought you were going to make more money, whatever it is. And you're feeling very disappointed and disheartened because you're feeling devalued. Then you're not feeling like you're valued, right? I mean, what's underneath that is feeling devalued, right? Or however it would show up in the relationship. They don't call me enough. They're not open enough. They're not, you know, I don't feel like they're fully present, and all of those things are not okay. But the bigger thing is to look at how does that actually make you feel under all of that, right? And then we have this decision that needs to be made, because this is the ultimate alchemical process of just cooperating. You know, I mean, what do you need? What do they need? What does the situation need? So if this has to do with the job and you're like, I'm not making enough money, and you saying, well, you know, listen, the bottom line is my family needs more money right now, or I need more money so that I could pay my bills. Like, that's more of a personal thing, but it's an issue that needs compromise, right? Having to do with work. Or it could be, you know, I really don't like it when I don't hear from you for 2 days. You know, if we're in a relationship, I don't think that's okay, because it makes me feel like I don't really matter that much to you, that I'm not in the forefront of your mind the way I would really like to be, you know, in the mind of my partner, something like that, right? Where you're having the conversation, because temperance does incite healing, because it's all about compromise, right? But it's compromise reflective of all of that. I feel like I went on a long time about that. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, I felt like somebody needed to hear that. And then we have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, fast stuff happening. Boom, boom, boom. Fast. And then we have the Hierophant and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, listen, I mean, I just feel like this is very interesting. These are two interesting energies. The Hierophant could be Nine of Swords. I do feel, Capricorn, I want to tell you something. I feel like this is a very layered reading for me, because on the one hand, I feel like you guys have been making me work lately, by the way. Yeah, some of the readings for you guys is very, very textured, let's just say. But I feel like the energy that I am getting right now is someone who has a lot of pain on their heart, disappointment, sadness. And I know that sounds very general. You're going to know what I'm talking about, because it's not general what I'm talking about. But at the same time, I feel like pretty good things are starting to happen around you. And you're in the situation where you don't want to allow the good stuff to not happen. You want to call the good stuff to you. You're evolved enough to understand that. You're very intelligent. You're Capricorn. But at the same time, you still have this pain. So I feel like the Nine of Swords, we have the Hierophant energy. So those of you who maybe had to end a marriage, or in the throes of a divorce, or are going through some sort of something like that having to do with marriage, because the Hierophant does indicate marriage. Hierophant is also the belief system. So it could be where you're in a situation where you just don't feel like it's jiving with your belief system. You really don't. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to end it. It means that it needs to be addressed. And the thing is this, you know, in this energy, there was a lot of craziness building up to this time. You know, you may have made decisions a month ago, 2 months ago, when things were the energy's been nuts for the past couple of months. That wasn't really clear to you yet. Now it's going to be clear to you, particularly as we approach Virgo season. So you know, the Nine of Swords is this 3 a.m. anxiety card, ruminating thoughts over and over. But the Hierophant, again, does represent marriage. It does. This could also indicate a brand new relationship, but then you're very anxious about it. Very confused. You're very, you know, Mars in Gemini is the Nine of Swords. It's like you're having this battle, right, of thoughts, you know. It's very internal, though. So perhaps you met somebody and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to get hurt again. I don't know what to do. I'm not over my ex. I'm too busy at work. I don't have time for this. What do I do? They're going to expect it. You know, for some of you, that it could be that. For others of you, can quite literally be having to do with your relationship, or others of you saying, you know what, this job, this whole jam that I'm in right now, I don't know. I mean, everything is happening well, but it's not fully resonating with me, and I got to get to the bottom of why. You know, maybe you got yourself into a situation in a job or something where you're really good at something, but it doesn't make you happy anymore. And you're just not really sure what that even means and how to make that change. You know, but this is the thing, like, you know, give it the thought, because you don't want outside forces to come in and make any changes for you. You guys have had enough of that the past couple of years, I think, right? Yeah. So that is what I have for the general reading for Capricorn. I hope this was helpful. It's always nice to get 3 yeses. We don't have anything complicated here as far as that goes. Thank you for that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.